Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lori Williams, and today I want to talk to you about being tested. I know a lot of people have the opinion that the God, universe, whatever you want to call it, is testing us. And I honestly, I used to be one of those people. But now I have a different perspective on it. I have the perspective of um, that the universe is basically well, let me go back even further. Our life on this earth is to learn a series of lessons. If you break down your entire lifetime from birth to death, it's nothing but one lesson after another. Some of them are good lessons. I think they're all good lessons. They're all needed. Um, some are easier to get through than others, though. We'll put it that way. Some lessons are easier to get through than others. So, and then a lot of those times when we're going through the hard lessons is when we feel like we're being tested. Or maybe we feel like we've gone through it, 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times. It's like we have to go through it again. Sometimes when you're going through things, it's not because you're being tested. It's actually to make you realize how far you've come. I'm going to give you an example of this. So I have always been carried a lot of shame around my gifts. Knowing that it's part of who I am, I've always been trying to hide it out of fear of what other people would say. And I've had people say negative things about me. I've had people tell me that, I'm a fake, I'm a witch. I mean, not that being a witch is a bad thing, but I'm not one. I know plenty of witches, and they're probably some of the greatest people you'll ever meet in your life. So I definitely take it as a compliment to be called a witch, but know your audience. I'm not one, is what it comes down to. But the truth of it is, um, so I always had an issue with standing in my own truth of who I was and what my abilities were. And with being in a platform that obviously I put myself out there a lot more. And I talk about how I've had these gifts. I've been open about having these gifts for the last 7 years. I've had these gifts ever since I can remember, but I've been open about it for the last 7 years, mostly on Facebook and stuff. But it was within a close group. I've only actually been public with them for about a year now. This past weekend, I had somebody flat out tell me that they could not be friends with me on Facebook because of what I do, because of who I am, because their religion doesn't believe in what I do. And what did she call it? Hocus pocus is what she called it. Again, alluding to the fact that I'm a witch, which again, well, take that as a compliment, but I'm not. The one thing that I noticed though is, I mean, my first initial thought could have been very easy. Like, why am I still going through this? Like, why are these people that, if you can't support me, then just don't be in my life. Like, that's totally fine with me. I'm okay with that. But like, why I could have kind of went into this aspect of why do these people keep coming in my life that want, have to say these bad things about me, or say like that I'm a witch, or to say that, they don't believe in it, and why is that such a bad thing, and kind of got into this aspect of I'm a good person and trying to prove myself to them, because that's exactly what I would have done before. I would have gone above and beyond to prove to her that her religion was wrong, and that her beliefs about me were wrong, and I didn't do any of that because it's not worth it. I've done enough work that I've realized chasing somebody after their beliefs from especially from religion, which, I mean, realistically, so many aspects of our world, religion, culture, everything is designed to divide. I should have seen it coming. I mean, I would think at this point I'd be more shocked to not have that happen. But I could have gone into this of why is it happening to me? Why is this like I'm a good person? Blah blah blah. I could have gone on to that, and I had in the past, and it would have destroyed me, and I would have carried more shame, and I would have went back to hiding and all those kinds of things. But this weekend made me realize how far I've come, and how it did that was my first initial reaction wasn't shame. It wasn't to hide. It wasn't to like beg her to be friends with me and be in my life because I'm really a decent person. I'm really a good person, even though I have these gifts that I didn't even ask for. I realized my first reaction to her was to have compassion for her. That was it. I carried nothing, but I realized that she's carrying a lot. She's carrying fear, fear of another human being put on her by her religion. That is a heavy, heavy burden to carry. And for that, I don't feel sorry for her because it is her choice, but she still has to carry that. Her religion has instilled fear of what her God might do to her if she's friends with somebody like me, to the point where she like flat out will like cross the street to avoid somebody like me, so to speak. Like literally wants nothing to do with anybody like me. That didn't bother me at all. Like I said, my first response was actually to have compassion. And it's in those moments, it's in a moment like that where I realized that the universe brought this person into my life to make me realize how far I've come. It was never about her. It was always about my own journey. It was never about her liking me or not liking me. It was about my own journey. And that's where the universe will pop back in, kind of like put in a new person to play out an old wound, is just to see how far, for you to see how far you've come. It's not that you're being tested. It's not that you're not being shamed, or you're not being like told like you're not doing it right. Everything that the universe is showing you is for your own healing. Maybe if you feel like you're constantly going through the same things over and over again, it's because there's still parts of that lesson that you haven't fully learned yet. You're never being tested. The universe is not vengeful. My God is not vengeful. And it's not, always for the betterment of you. So it's either to continue on helping you on your healing journey to show you more of what needs to be healed, or it's showing you how far you've come. Just a different perspective shift so that you don't have to wonder why the universe is against you. Because manifesting 101 tells you that if your energy is in that low vibe space of why is this happening to me, you're in the victim mode and victim mentality, and you'll continue to attract things that seemingly are happening to you. But trust me when I say, when the universe is delivering you lessons, sometimes the biggest lesson is to see how far you've come. Be grateful for all of them. It's pretty awesome when you get to look back over the last 7 years and say, you know what? The last 7 years of the work that I've done has led up to this moment. I'm no longer ashamed of who I am. I'm no longer having to hide who I am. And I no longer sit in fear of what other people are going to say to me. I can still, however, even though I've been in that position of carrying around that fear, I have so much compassion for people that have to carry it. So much compassion. Because I know what it's like to carry fear. The fear of judgment of others. Her fear is identical to the fear that I had, except hers is a fear of judgment from a higher power. So I can just imagine the weight that that woman is carrying on her every single day. And at the very least, she deserves my compassion. And I am grateful to the universe for showing me that, because I really needed to see that I've come that far, that other people's opinions of me really just don't shake me at all. So next time you feel like you're being tested, ask yourself what is different about this time. Ask yourself, how am I different this time? How am I reacting differently or responding differently? And sometimes it might be just that simple, going from a reaction to, um, instead of reacting, you might be responding. That's huge. It might seem subtle, but it is actually a very huge thing to be able to do. Is to not come from a place of reacting and only be coming from a place of responding. So yeah, I want you to sit with that for a little bit, because it is pretty big. The universe isn't against you. It's not conspiring against you. Never has been. Never will be. God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, is not vengeful. Just how you decide to look at it and what your belief patterns are. and how you choose to respond and what you have to learn along the way to get there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that was very important when it happened to me to share this with other people that may be going through the same thing. That is it for this video. I'll see you guys back here next time. Until then, take care. Bye for now.